49ers offense is in the building, well, kind of in the chat, but Kiana Martin joined by voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa, here with members of the 49ers offense. We have Mike McGlinchey, Trent Williams, George Kittle, Jimmy Garoppolo. Fellas, thanks for joining us, number one, but how we all doing out there? We staying safe? Long time no see.
Doing great.
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah, doing great.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Mike.
In the Bay.
Yeah.
And we got Trent Williams here. So great to see you, Trent. Let me just start out with something a little more serious. Obviously, this pandemic has changed the world, but the events of Memorial Day night and the murder of George Floyd really changed our world as well and changed our league. So we spoke to Kyle and John earlier about discussions that they have had with the players to fight racial injustice and the impact you guys can have, because I know you have great passion about that, impact you could have not only with your words, but also with your actions. So let me start with you, Mike. Can you share your thoughts on the conversation that you guys had as a group on how you're going to fight racial injustice?
Well, obviously, we're not going to speak too into specifics here, but obviously, everything that needs to be said has been said. It's time to open your eyes. It's time to wake up to the problem that has been happening for over hundreds of years in this country, and it's time for us to make a difference. And we obviously, being professional athletes and with a great organization and ownership that we have, there's a lot of things that we can do to bring forth change and help this process out as best as we can. And like we've all said, it's time. It's ridiculous that this keeps happening, and it's time to make change.
With everything going on in the world, we're all essentially to some capacity having to work remotely. I spoke with Richard Sherman not too long ago, and he was saying this is the most time he's ever been able to spend with his family while preparing for an NFL season. While this isn't the most ideal situation, everyone having to do this through, video calls and so forth. Are you guys seeing any benefits of having these virtual meetings, and are you guys enjoying them? Is it building team camaraderie? Give me a little background. How are these meetings going?
Well, I mean, I've enjoyed it. I mean, I like you said, the time that Sherman got to spend with his family, same with me. My parents take care of my house in the off season, so I've spent the whole off season with my parents. Well, sorry, they take care of it when I'm in season in Nashville, and so I've got to hang out with them for the last 6 months. It's been really fun. Just being under the same roof again. It's been awesome. Yeah, the virtual meetings have been pretty fun too. You get to interact with everybody. Watching, Coach Shanahan deal with technical difficulties is really fun too. I always love. That's really fun for me. Especially, my tight end coach, John Embry, he definitely has some difficulties once in a while. So it's been very enjoyable for me.
Mike, I heard we talked to Joe earlier. He said that you and him have you guys have been going golfing as of late.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much for me to do this time of the year anyway, other than train and play golf. It's what I would be doing anyway. So I'm actually I've been a really happy camper this off season. It's just forced me to play more golf.
Nice.
I want to hear more about the technical difficulties with the head coach in the teleconference, Jenny. What's that about?
Yeah, Jim.
What was it? It was the Wi-Fi went out one time. That was a pretty good one. George was blaming it on Call of Duty.
Yeah, Carter got to stop downloading the Warzone map.
Yeah,
Carter.
But it makes for a nice little break in the meetings. Keeps things light. But it's been very productive actually. Just it's a little more time. It's different, but it's more time that we get to spend together. Through these type of meetings and just talking ball.
Wait a minute. So it also came out that George likes to use special backgrounds of somebody on this call. What's up with that, Jimmy? What's going on there?
Multiple.
Yeah,
people.
he uses some weird pictures of Trent, man. I'll tell you what.
I texted Trent's mom and I was like, "Hey, do you have any fun photos of Trent I can use in my meetings?"
Yeah, right.
I got George photos.
I decided to one up you. Hold on. All right, guys. All right, let's continue. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead, Greg. It's on you.
Golly, man. Look
at that hair.
That's flow right there, guys. That's the most complimenting thing you've ever, done for me there, Kiana. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything for you, George.
How old are you there, George?
I want to say 6th grade.
Wow.
6th grade. Wow. Oh yeah, that's the go-to right there. Jeez.
Is that Scott Baio? Go back to the other one. It looks like Scott Baio there.
Wow.
This guy. Well, you just have a drawer full of these or what?
Where did you get these from, George? Kind of weird, I gotta say. Where are you getting these?
I have my sources. One of my favorites though.
Wow.
Oh, you should.
Natural. I know. Sorry, I'm done. I'm so sorry.
Greg, get this thing back on track. What are we doing here?
I don't know. I'm looking for. I thought you had one of Trent Williams, so I was waiting for that. So I don't know.
Yeah, Trent, where you at, man?
Yeah, you're smart enough not to pull out one on him. That won't go well. So obviously, learning via teleconference is one thing, Jimmy, but you got to get on the football field and actually play. And we've seen the reports about you getting the guys together in San Jose State and also in Nashville. And George has been a part of that. So how is, maybe we'll call it Camp Jimmy, the throwing sessions? How have those gone so far?
Well, it's been really good. The ones in San Jose State, just with guys around the facility, guys who live in the Bay Area in the off season, we've had a good group down there. So we've been doing that, 3-4 times a week. And now we just got down to Nashville yesterday, yesterday, most of us. And it was our first one out there today. We got pretty much all the offensive skill guys. It's fun, man. It's good to just be around the guys again. I mean, to see everyone and just interact with guys. It's been a while, so it's refreshing.
Mike, when I first spoke with Trent, right after the trade, I told him that the O-line might be one of my favorite position groups because you guys know how to have fun. You guys go to hockey games. You guys do karaoke. He did tell me he does not sing, but we're going to have to address this at some point. We won't have that discussion now.
Yeah, I don't know. My singing partner retired, and I don't know if he's retiring his karaokeing alongside it, but
no,
it'll be hard. I think it'll break Joe's heart if he catches me at a bar singing songs with somebody else.
Just better not be Backstreet Boys.
It's iconic. You can't replace that.
I want to hear, we've seen a lot of it on social media, George, but the home gym that you have set up is just killer. So how is that for you?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Me and my wife, we're supposed to have a wedding reception in Italy in June, on June 30th. And so back in February, like Italy closed down and we were like, hey, like the US is going to close down to some extent. Like we had no idea. And so like late February, me and my family just got on. I got everything you possibly need for a gym. I got a squat rack. I got a Stairmaster that I do my Stairmaster in all of our meetings. And Jimmy gives me a hard time about it. I'm sorry that I'm just trying to work out and be great, Jimmy. My bad.
Time efficiency, man.
Yeah, I know. I got everything I need in there. And then I got a field pretty close to my house I can run at. So it's kind of awesome. I wake up, eat breakfast, and I just roll into a workout. And it's been pretty awesome for me. I don't really have to leave the house too much. And like you said, I get to spend amazing time with my family. Like my dad rides his bike in the corner while I'm squatting. It's pretty funny. It's like 19 miles a day. It's pretty impressive.
Guys, coming off of last season, and I want to jump even a season prior, being 4-12, having one of the greatest turnarounds in NFL history, going 13-3 en route to the Super Bowl. What is it about this team or this locker room that gets you excited as you guys look ahead to 2020?
I think a big part is just how we interact with each other, and just it's so natural too. It's not, no one's really forcing it. It's not fake or anything. It's just, today I met some of the rookies for the first time in person. And it was just like they had been on the team for a couple of years already. Just how they interacted with everyone. Guys were, teaching each other, talking to each other, and I don't know. It's just cool. It's very unique. I've been on two different teams and different types of atmospheres, but it's just it's one of those things that I don't know how to describe it, but it works.
I sense that on this call. This just feels like a normal call, just with your buddies hanging out.
Yeah, it's natural.
He answered the phone this time. Crazy.
At least I was on time, George. Jeez.
Hey, I was here when the recording started, man.
Good point. Touche.
It was fashionably late. Hey, Trent, just jump in on what the guys were talking about in last year's amazing year. And I know you watched a lot of 49er football, but you're so good. You had the choice to go to a couple of different spots, but you wanted to come here for one, to play with Kyle again. So talk about your relationship with the head coach. And then what do you see from this team? Because they're dominant, it seems like, in every aspect of the game. How good can the 49ers be in 2020, Trent?
I say this all the time. It was an attractive destination, not just because of Kyle and the quarterback, of course, but they don't need me to win. I think that's pretty evident. They went to the biggest game and that our league has, last year without me on the roster. So to me, it gives me the chance to come in and not feel like the world is on my shoulders and I have to do everything. I'm just a small piece of the puzzle to a well-tuned machine. So I look forward to that part. And just Kyle, me and him had a real close relationship, since I was a rookie. So we kind of cut our teeth together. We learned this business on different aspects, but we learned it together. And we just always had a real close relationship. Even when he left, when he went to Cleveland and Atlanta, we always kept in touch. And we talked about reuniting the day he left his office in Washington, and he's spoken into existence.
I've got one more for you guys, and it's the big topic of the offseason, and everyone talks about this word called the hangover, the Super Bowl hangover. And I want to ask you guys, do you guys think this is a real thing? And if so, if it is, what does this team have that has the makings that this doesn't necessarily affect this roster?
I think it's just all the things that we were just talking about. I think it's the guys in our building and the leadership that we have. It's not even an option, and it's not even a possibility because of who we are and what we do, the way that we work, and the way that things are going to go. And I think when you look at our roster from top to bottom, there isn't really a glaring hole at any part. But I know for a fact, on top of the good football player that's in each position, it's an even harder worker and an even better person that's going to continue to fight to get better each and every day. And I think that's how you avoid those kinds of situations. And teams in the past have not prepared the same way. And that, like I said, because of the people that are in our building, that's not an option.
I think it all goes back to the mental side of it, because your team changes from year to year, but it's not going to drastically, you're not going to get 30 new guys that you had not on the roster before. But it's just, if you have the mentality of, not being satisfied, you got to the Super Bowl, you didn't win it, where do you go from here? It's all mentality.
100%. I mean, yeah, agree totally with Mike and Jim. It is our mindset. I think, Coach Shanahan and John Lynch have brought in incredible people. Like, we have incredible football players, but at the same time, we have really good people in the locker room every single day. And when you're around really good people all the time, you yourself are a really good person. So I think it's just, we have all these positive people in our locker room, that we interact with every single day, and it just kind of elevates the level of play on a football field because, every single guy out there trusts every other person. And, when you have that, and along with the competitive, the competition out there in practice, I think our team definitely has, I think we can get a lot better, and I'm just really excited about that because where we did in last year.
Seriously, I feel like I could sit on a call with you guys and talk all day, and it honestly goes back to what you guys said. It has to do with the guys in this locker room and you guys bond in your relationship, which is absolutely incredible. Greg, Papa, and I get to see this firsthand. Everybody watching gets to watch this as well. But Mike, George, Trent, Jimmy, seriously, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. A lot of fun. This has been a blast. You guys got to stay healthy out there. And honestly, we can't wait to see some 49er football.
Same here. Thanks, guys.
Come on.
You guys
Thanks
stay
for having
healthy.
us, guys.